Have you ever said something in a group and it was like, no one even heard you? And then 2 minutes later, someone else says the exact same thing and everyone acts like it's brilliant. It just feels like you're invisible, right? And you're not imagining it. This is what trauma can do to your presence. And I'm going to show you how you can get that presence back so that people see you and hear you. Now, this happens to more people than you think, not just introverts, not just people with low confidence. Even smart, capable, kind people find themselves constantly talked over, dismissed, or ignored. And sometimes it starts young. Like, we're all taught not to interrupt, but we're not all taught how to speak up. Were you taught that? Did you get scolded for having strong opinions? I did. I got made fun of, in fact. And did you ever have people in your life roll their eyes when you spoke? Maybe they were mean, or maybe they just didn't get you. And so you learn to tone your whole self down. Now, sometimes it happens later, maybe after a bad relationship, or like just a really awful work environment, or years of loneliness to the point that you feel awkward when you speak to people. Whatever caused it, over time, you start to speak differently, softer, shorter, apologetically. And the people around you, consciously or not, they pick up on that. I swear, I get this on the sidewalk sometimes where I'm feeling kind of small and I'm so invisible that people are just bumping into me like I'm not there. It's something to do with my energy. So this was a huge problem for me in the past when I felt a lot of shame about myself, body shame at times where I was always sort of like holding myself in, trying to get people to not look at me. And 10 years that I spent working in an office where there was this core set of people who hung out all the time right in front of me, the boss and like everybody but a few of us. And we knew they gossiped mercilessly about other people. So you know what that means, right? And I felt really guarded around them. And of course, was always trying to guess why I wasn't included. And I still don't know to this day, but I didn't want to speak up because I feared like anything I said was going to make me the next target of gossip. But I actually contributed some great work to that group, and I almost never got credit for it. And I didn't speak up effectively about that. I regret that. I was resentful, but I had this shadow of a doubt that maybe there was something so awful about me that I was too messed up to even see it. Have you ever had that? It must be something that I'm just too messed up to get, but it's so bad everybody else can see it. It's almost metaphysical how when you feel this way, you get treated this way, but maybe it's the other way around. First, they treat you that way, and then you collapse into self-doubt, and then you get stuck like that. So years went by where I was talking, but it's like my words would fall to the floor. They didn't land. And if you've been ignored or dismissed or talked over again and again, your nervous system starts to expect it. You go into conversations already assuming that people won't listen. And that expectation, it like bleeds into everything, your voice, your body, your timing, your tone. And you start speaking as if you're already in an argument, or you get defensive, or you freeze, or rush. And even when you're saying something reasonable, the energy is just off and people shut down. Now, a lot of this stems from a fundamental connection wound. And if you feel that past trauma has affected your ability to feel connected and be connected with other people, I have a quiz that lists some of the signs of that you might be going through right now. You're going to want to know this. I'll put that in the top line of the description section below this video. Now, when this kind of wounding shows up in how you express yourself, it can look like this. You over-explain. You start layering more and more words because you assume no one gets it. You qualify everything like, well, I could be wrong, but, or this may not make sense, but, or you sound a little too intense, like you're fighting to be believed, even when no one's doubting you. Or you go the other direction and talk so softly, so vaguely that people forget that you were even speaking. These are all signs that your presence is not all there. It's saying something different than the words that you're trying to say. And when that happens, people disconnect. Not because you're not smart, not because you're not worth listening to, but because your words and your delivery are giving them mixed signals. It's almost like you're warning them, not on purpose, but you're telling them not to listen to you. So what can you do? I'm going to give you 4 things that you can use in the moment, right? 1, speak in sentences. Let your sentences end. Don't trail off. Don't mumble. Don't keep adding qualifiers like, or anyway, or so, or that's what I think. Say your point. Then stop. Let the silence do some of the work. Number 2, cut the padding. No more, I'm sorry, but, or I'm not sure if this is dumb, but. So don't do that. That's a habit. It's not humility. Say what you mean and let it stand. You can also cut what Toastmasters calls filler words like and so and like. And I cannot say enough good things about Toastmasters. It's a club that's available in most cities, everywhere. It's all over the world. And when I first started Crappy Childhood Fairy, I was really unhappy with how I was coming across on video. And I went there. I would go every week. I was part of this club. And it was great. Every week, you end up making a casual speech or participating in some sort of exercise. And sometimes you make a planned speech. And everybody's really scared and everybody's really kind about it. And I have to credit that experience, that year and a half I did that, with helping me up my game so much that I sort of could come off as like a real YouTuber and not just somebody. This is what I used to do. I used to be like, so anyway, and I had some notes to follow like down on my desk here. And I'd look at them and then I'd go up and try to say them. But as I couldn't remember where I was going with it, I go, And Toastmasters helped me realize that I really needed to land on my points. I needed to know what my main points were, and I needed to say them with conviction. I'll tell you a secret about YouTube. If you say something with high conviction in the first 10 seconds, the number of people who will stay and watch what you say next goes way up. What they don't stay for is when you go, so, what are we talking about today? My name's Anna Runkle. I'm also known as the Crappy Childhood Fairy. You can go look at my early videos and see how I used to do it. It's better now. I feel good about it. I learned a lot. All right. Number 3, when someone interrupts you, pause and then continue. Don't rush. Don't step aside. Just pause for a beat and then calmly pick up where you left off. You don't need to react. You don't need to fight. You just keep speaking. And that signals, I belong in this conversation. Number 4, if you freeze or blank out, slow your breath and plant your feet. Bring your attention to your body. Press your feet to the ground. Lower your shoulders. Let your breath settle. And just say one short sentence, even if it's just, let me think for a second. This brings your nervous system back into the room, and with it, your voice. And when you've spent years not being believed or taken seriously or even heard, you start to think it's you. But what's often really happening is a kind of feedback loop. People don't respond to you the way you want, so you adapt, right? That's kind of the old trauma behavior. You start speaking in a way that protects you, but also hides you. And when you hide, people respond less. So you hide more. Now you can break that cycle, not by forcing confidence, but by, guess what? Reconnecting, by slowing down, by letting yourself stay steady and clear, even when it feels uncomfortable. Not just issuing words from your mouth while you're up in your head tripping about it, but by speaking to the people in the room. That's when people start to hear you. You're going to need to show up. You can speak with presence. You can let your words land. And it may feel awkward at first, but it works. And there are people who want to hear what you have to say. But first, you have to say it like you mean it. When people don't respond to you, when they talk over you or brush past what you said, it's easy to think you need to push harder or say it better or be more confident. But most of the time, what's missing isn't some trick of speech. It's connection. And I know that's easier said than done, but that's why I made a whole course on the topic called the Connection Bootcamp that walks you through how to do connection. And I'll put a link to that in the second row of the description section below, so you can check that out and see if that would be helpful to you. When you speak from a place of disconnection, when you're not fully in the moment, not really open to the people in front of you, your words don't land. People feel that gap, even if they don't know what it is. Changing this means staying in the moment while you speak, not retreating into your head, not bracing for rejection, not disconnecting before anyone even responds. You say what you mean. You stay present while it lands. And the more you do that, the more you'll notice people start to stay with you. Why? Because you are staying with you. Try it. If you like this video, I've got one that you're going to love right here, and I'll see you very soon. Their mom just died, and instead of giving them some empathy, you tell a long story about what happened when your mom died. But it's a telltale sign that listening empathically was not something done enough for you.